Hey everybody, welcome back to Riffs and Tricks. Today we're going to go over the first position or E position bar chord. It's extremely important with the progression of learning how to play guitar. There's so much that lays underneath the bar chord, a whole entire world. And the idea of the first position bar chord is pretty simple. But for beginners, it hurts a little bit, right? To chord it with your hand and your fingers. But we just want to go over the basics of how to play this chord. So in the future, we can talk about the whole entire world that lays beneath of it. So, if you play an open E, it has just kind of like a lowercase e shape. That same shape is going to be applied to our first position bar chord. So, let's go to our 5th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For my guitar, it's the 2nd dot. We're going to take our first finger. As a rule, let's go over the number of the fingers. Finger number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and then your thumb. So we're going to take our first finger and lay it across the whole entire 5th fret, just like that. Right? And you gotta squish your thumb. How do I do that? Your thumb and your finger together on the fretboard to make it tight. That way you can actually get clear sound through all of the strings going down. So now, as a rule, let's go over. This is our low E string. This is our A string, D, G, B, and high E. So, we're barring our first finger across the entire 5th fret. We are going to take our 3rd finger, put it on the 7th fret of the A string. We are going to take our 4th finger and put it right below that on the 7th fret of our D string. And we're going to take our 2nd finger and we're going to put it on the 6th fret of our G string. And if you squish all of your fingers together against the fretboard with the resistance of your thumb behind the fretboard, you've got an A chord. We'll go over why it's an A later, right? But pretty simple stuff. It's the execution of actually being able to do it clearly, which for me, it took about 1.5 years before I actually struck a bar chord. There it was. I was so excited. And there's other ways that you can finger this first position bar chord, but we'll go over that a little bit later, but I'll show you an example. Using your thumb here, right, on the bass note, because that gives you opportunity to use your fingers. But that's for a whole different episode. The great thing about this is this one position, right, this one form, you can move up and down the neck, which that's where the possibilities come from. Here's an example. There's an A, there's a G, go to open E, which is pretty much the bar chord, except you can't use your first finger to bar the open strings. So that's it. So you've got E, slide it up, everything 1 fret, you bar the 1st fret, there's F, slide it all up a 1/2 step, there's an F sharp, 1/2 step up, G, slide it, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, so and so and so forth. It's infinite, right? but you only have so much space to do it. So, there's so much you can do with this. Your scales lie underneath of this so you can rock and roll. Man, you can make different chords out of this A major, this first position major chord, right? We'll go over that later. You've got your minor, your 7, your major 7. There's so much to do with it. So take time, pause this video so you can see my fingers. Make sure your fingers are in the right place. Learn how to play a first position bar chord clearly. And we're off and we're gonna rock and roll. Thank you so much for watching Riffs and Tricks.